This next one. All men want from women is sex. Now, I guess from what I said before, you kind of answer this question yourself. Yes, men do have a thing for intimacy. Any man would know this. And this is where the devil's deception comes into it, because when you say that, a man will say, yeah, of course. Why else would I want to get married? Of course I want to have sex. That's the whole reason. I want to make it halal, innit? But that's the I would say the superficial part of the man's psychology. Meaning, sex is important. It is very, very important. But it isn't all a man wants from a woman. I would even say probably even isn't most of what we want from a woman, most of what a man wants from a woman. Meaning, most of the time, I would probably say less than 1% of his time with her on planet Earth is actually doing the act. And the rest of the time is just living with her. If all he wanted from her was sex, then he would do that and then get on with his own life. But you find that's not the case. You might want to go holiday with her. You might want to go to a restaurant with her. You might want to, I don't know, live life with her. So a man doesn't just want sex from his wife, although that is very important, but he wants to have a companion. And this is, again, the framing of it. If you frame that's all a man wants from a woman, it reduces the whole value of a woman to just that. And if you reduce the value of a woman to just intimacy, you've literally deleted the real purpose of marriage, which is to build something. If that's all you value, now don't get me wrong. If a man is actually deprived from intimacy from his wife for extended periods of time, that will get on his brain and it might cause him to get upset and frustrated and angry even, and lash out, and might even break the marriage down to some level. But no doubt, after that long period of time, if he does the deed, soon as that happens, he's back to square one again. He's back to happiness. So it is important, but it's not the only reason why he's married to her. And no doubt, if she gave him what he wanted all the time, but she also gave him a house of chaos and unhappiness, I doubt he will stay there for very long either. So we can't just reduce the woman's contribution to the family to just intimacy. And if you do that, you essentially consciously or subconsciously delete everything that she does. And it's kind of irony, because men, we know that from the hadith of Messenger of Allah, that the natural condition of a woman is to be ungrateful. And this is an important part, because Islam can teach us what is naturally in a woman's nature, like that, ungratefulness. But for us human beings, it's not so easy to achieve. So we can understand that a woman's natural nature may be to be ungrateful, and we are upset about that being ungrateful. But this ideology is exactly the same thing. It's teaching men to be ungrateful. Being grateful for a woman's love and affection, her companionship, her ability to raise your children well, educated, with good manners, take care of them. All these things are very important to a man. Probably more important than intimacy. But when all you see a woman is an object for sex, then you've essentially become a woman. You've removed all that she does for you. So yeah, ain't done nothing for me. I've done that one thing. And finally, I repeat myself again, this further breaks the bond between husband and wife, which is why I say this ideology is shaitani, iblisi. It is at the root pushing the ideology to actually break apart a family. Now, it doesn't mean that everyone who adheres to the ideology would actually do that. Maybe some are very happily married, as many of these people who teach this constantly repeat themselves, we are happily married, we're happily married. Fair enough. But I guarantee you, if your wife demonstrates something that might make you upset, or might make you enraged even, if you have a seed in your mind that is only for your resources, you can't tell me that won't come into your head. And it won't agitate you even further. If you think that she doesn't really actually love you, she doesn't actually care how much money you have, she just wants you. If you think that all she wants is your money and your resources, and she doesn't actually care about you, realistically, anyway,